Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you are now in the jazz zone, definitely in the groove yard. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens. I am your host. We talk about art, music, and creativity. An interview series hosted by me, and today we have an absolute awesome person to introduce to you. But before we get there, I want to let you know it's about resilience, outstanding, successful, compassionate, ongoing leadership, educators, encouraging, organized, purpose, process, patience, persistence, because there's a cause in control through communication and choices. We are in the groove yard. And thank you for coming in. I want to bring in our guest at this time. I want to share with you a gentleman that I met, Dr. Jimmie Smith, a musician, an entrepreneur, and an absolute wonderful spirit. Good morning, Dr. Jimmie Smith. How are you this morning?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
And I'm blessed and highly favored too. And we are together, and it was an absolute awesome weekend. What I want to start with, I want to first of all just congratulate and thank the Black Chamber of Commerce of Inland Empire for inviting us to Jazz Zone to perform live
Yes.
for their client, which is the uh, Organix first annual anniversary celebration, and they invited us to Jazz Zone to perform. And it was Dr. Alfonso White, who is our musical director, was able to encourage and have a wonderful person, Dr. Jimmie Smith, come and perform. And I was so amazed. So, starting right there, Dr. Jimmie Smith, I
Yes.
want you to kind of just share with us your journey.
It's a long journey.
I know we hit some awesome pieces of it.
All right. I'll make it as short as I can. I'm from a small town called Silsbee, Texas, a very small town. And I was encouraged by looking at a classmate above me, a guy named Gerald Stewart. He played music, and I was just impressed because when he played, it seemed like everybody wanted to know him, wanted to meet him. So I wanted to be like that. So I kind of followed in his footsteps. I went to the same school, went to Prairie View A&M University, and graduated from there. And I did student teaching at his high school in Liberty, Texas. So I was following him there. And we played a lot of music all the way. I would follow him. But then I left there and I met my wife in college. So I had to get myself together. But I wanted to play music. I wanted to travel around the world and play music. But what you have to realize as a musician or like athletes and other things, if you get married, traveling is not good for a married man unless he can take his wife with him, the kids with him. And most of the time, that's very difficult. So I had to adjust. I did a lot of traveling without my wife, and it became very difficult. I played with a lot of people, and I owned the sets with a lot of people. She wanted me to name them. I played with, well, I started way back with Back in the Blazers, Ike and Tina Turner, Herbie Hancock, Wilson Pickett, B.B. King, Joe Simon. And I was on the same set in New York with Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter and a couple of other heavyweights, good musician. And you talk to these people, they're very serious about what they do. A lot of people underestimate musicians because they think it's you just playing music. Everybody can play music. I can do that. Show me how to do that. But it's not that simple. It's an education. It's a journey. It's work. It's time put in. And if you're married and have a family, music is up and down like a ball. Sometimes you gig and sometimes you don't. And most of the time you don't. It's hard to find a gig. It's hard to find people to appreciate the music that you're playing. So what you have to do to make it after working in school for I retired from working at Los Angeles County School and Los Angeles City School. I worked 30 years and retired from that. But on that journey, you have to do a lot of other things to keep things going because I wanted things. From a small town, you always want more. I guess it's human nature for us to always want more. So I always want more. Right now, I want more. I want to relax. but, what I had to do was find other things besides my music. I really wanted to. My passion was music, playing my horn. I wanted to do that more than anything, but I couldn't continue the lifestyle that we live with just playing music. So I had to do a lot of other things. I sold insurance. I became a salesman. I was an entrepreneur like Dr. Roscoe here. He's a people person. I'm a people person. I meet a lot of people. By me being in music, I was able to meet a lot of different people. I worked at a lot of different churches, from Episcopal churches, Baptist churches, Methodist churches, Seventh-day Adventist churches. I worked there playing music, and not just playing music, but directing choirs. I direct choirs, and I directed a handbell choir, which was very successful at a university church in Los Angeles. And kept me real busy doing that. But I wanted more. My wife wanted more. So to want more, you just have to do more. So to do more, you have to get busy. Things just don't come to you. It won't come to you. It's like a graduate step. Music is like the graduate step in everything else. If you want more education, you take more classes because the more higher degree you get, the better your salary will be when you retire. So, but you can get at a standstill. You can get at a slump and stand there, and you'll know when you're there. You'll know where you can't elevate yourself any further. Musicians call it a woodshed. You have to go and woodshed, and when you woodshed, you stay home and just blow your horn or play your music over and over and over, and all of a sudden, boom! You can tell when you have elevated yourself above where you were. It comes natural. You'll know that you have moved up. So I had to do that more than once. You have to, whenever you elevate yourself, you're still going to get at a plateau where you just stand there. So in order to move up, you have to get your horn or get your instrument and start working harder until you can move up. And once you move up, then you can relax a little bit. You know what you can do. Then you can do some of the other things that you'd like to do with music. You can do a lot of experimenting with music. I may be talking too much. You have some questions you want to ask me?
Yes, one of the things that I want to say is the journey is amazing that you have. To incorporate the entrepreneurship with the passion of music is how I grew up as well. Your journey speaks to the fact of Kijana's grandfather in terms of he was selling insurance, he did the music, and as we spoke, I had asked him about going to Europe, and he was saying that he was a family man. So he stayed here to be sure that his family stayed strong because often many musicians had lost their families because of the travel and the lifestyle of a musician.
Without a doubt.
I want to go all the way to the point because your background is so strong. I want to go to the point of right now when I met you, the things that you were able to perform and play, and I'm just sitting there amazed at that because woodshed, what you're talking about, is a lot of musicians was woodshedding through this pandemic with nothing else to do. Either you woodshed or you sit on your and just not do much. So I want to talk about that aspect of it coming out of this pandemic, and your being able to continue to perform at your young age.
Young age. Thank you. Appreciate that. But believe me, when this pandemic thing hit, a lot of people it was very difficult for musicians because people can't meet together. So where's a musician going to perform? A lot of musicians lost their job. They were struggling, not only just a jazz musician or pop musician, but church musician. You couldn't get together with people, so you couldn't do that. So you weren't able to go and play. So all you had to do is just try and work on your instrument or hope you have something else in the pocket to move on. I was fortunate that I had a good retirement from teaching school and insurance and things of that sort. But I'm thinking about I have a lot of friends of mine who really, it was a struggle for them. It was a struggle to try to make ends meet, to keep up. As a musician, it's like a ball. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. Unless you hit it real great and real big, then you can maintain things of that sort. But even that, with the pandemic, it slowed everything down. It slowed everybody down. So what you have to do to keep yourself, because when things are down, if you hang in there long enough, it's going to come back up. I read the Bible a lot, and I give all my credit to God for my success. But I know there are times when you're broke or low. I'm not still broke. I'm never broke. But when you're low on funds, that's as a period because you spent too much. Then all of a sudden it come back up. It's an up and down in life. Life is not just straight. You're going to have some ups and downs if you live, and you're going to make some choices. The main thing is to make the right choices. And if you put God first in your choices, you can't go wrong.
Yes,
and
sir.
Things will just blossom for you, and you will
Yes,
have success. And main thing, you will have peace of mind. That's very difficult.
Peace of mind is success. Let me say this too, because what my son has been doing with Success Express is about marketing. So a lot of the musicians and that, hey, we need to get out. Somebody needs to know who these are. So I want to display for you and our supporters. These are people that are supporting our program through our broadcast. My son has, with Success Express, I think 7 or 8 different podcasts that he has developed for individuals and hosts for individuals. So at this time, I want to show you his creativity and the creativity for those that may want to help sponsor our show.
Pomona is poetry, a tapestry, a canvas, a mecca, a magnet, a pathway, a portal, a pass, a place, a progression in process, city of 6 P's, city of a Silk Road nature, feeding everything and permitting, transport from our valley to the sea, from the sea to the mountains, from the south and west to the east. We straddle 3 counties, Orange, San Bernardino, and Los Angeles counties, 10, 60, 71, 57, 210, and Route 66, and artistic culture is our bounty. And downtown we have our own arts colony, Pomona, known statewide for arts and innovation. Pomona, known nationwide for spoken word poetry. Pomona, known locally for peacocks, hills and valleys, Cal Poly, Mount Sac, the Fairplex of LA County, trade shows, speedway races, people of multiple races act characters, the DBA, the Glass House, the Metro, the Fox, grooving on a Friday night. Pomona got a goddess, and we have the heart to bear fruit, but we hold the spirit of hip-hop and punk rock, self-determination, and mindful meditation on crafts and side hustles. Pomona is poetry. Pomona is art and architecture. Pomona is progression. After a long acknowledged pause, we have a new front in a united cause for peace, advocacy, equity in art, arts, and education. Pomona's parks are perking up to provide safe spaces for our youth and elation. Goal line connecting us to more community and economic opportunity. This is the new Pomona now. Let's get on the frequency.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
Your way. get it, gotta get it your way, your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way, your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way.
I'm feeling kinda hungry, need a sandwich from your way. Gotta get up now, I gotta get the highway. So I get in the car and I get out the driveway. Now I'm riding down the street cause I'm headed to your
Cause
way.
it's the best sandwich I ever tasted in this world. I'm gonna tell everybody about it, every boy and girl. Let me come in your way.
Because I want the sandwich, wanna put it in my face. Order online, you can pick it up. Curbside pick up, that's what's up. I'm going to your way, gonna bring it my way. Wanna do it every day, that's what the people say.
Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way.
It's the Stinger. It's the Stinger.com. It's the Stinger.com. It's the Stinger.com. Sting your brain with It's the Stinger.
Hi, my name is Owens. I am co-founder of Success Express Marketing Solutions. Our business is cultivating more business for your business. I want to tell you real quick about our program that is one of the most comprehensive business development online marketing support programs out there, which is the VASP, VASP, Virtual Assistant Support Program. This system allows you to operate and run your business while we help monitor and help you cultivate more business for your business online. Contact us at 909-686-1698 and visit us online at successexpressmarketing.com. Look forward to helping you take your business to the next level.
That always brings me on. Papa was a drummer, not a Rolling Stone. So, at any rate, let's get back to our guest, who is absolutely phenomenal. I want your thought on those. I don't call them commercials. I call them vignettes that Kijana has created to help promote those particular venues and businesses that are supporting us. What did you think about those commercials? I'd like to have your opinion.
I thought they were very nice. My problem is that we should learn to support one another or support a business. And if you stick into a business long enough, eventually it will excel and move.
Yes.
The problem is that you don't have enough money to keep it going, and it'll start within 6 months, it drops. But you have to hang it. If you have a desire, something you want to do, if you're able to stay there long enough, as the ball bounces, the ball turns, and eventually you will have success in it. But it's going to be some highs and lows, and more lows than high before you really hit it and move up.
Right.
So just be strong enough to stay there and hang it and don't give up. If you have a desire to do something, do it. I remember when my wife and I were small, we wanted to do things. We didn't wait, because if you wait, you miss. Next thing you know it, years pass and you're old, you can't do it. So if you want to do something, strive hard enough and work hard enough and push yourself, and you will be able to accomplish some of your goals and do some of the things you want to do and have some of the things you want to have.
That's correct. Actually, now, you know, I just want to go over some of your experiences as a professor teaching students, because one of the things that we were doing is to be sure that our young generation is prepared for the whole thing. You know, if you're into the arts, it's like you said, you'd have to have something else to apply if you're going to have a family and all of that. It's not only the travel, it is to how to maintain your income at a level. Whereas if you're gigging or you're dancing or you're whatever the arts aspect of it is, that you also have what they used to call fall back, but it's not fall back. It's using all your talents that you have, as what my son came up with. It was jazz kids. But there's a Fernando Pullum, which is a community arts center right in Leimert Park, and it's to be sure that we are a conduit, because Success Express is to cultivate more business for your business, or cultivate more opportunities in your organization. This is why I was asking about the promotions that Success Express had put together, which is just a very few that you were able to see through that time break, because we want to be sure that the supporters, which we call, and which I call you, is a member in Success. These are our partners in success. We're all moving in the same direction. And generally everybody has your path. And what you were talking about, my son always says, it's the work. Put in the work. Work is the work.
There's a song that sticks in my mind all the time. It says, if I could help somebody along the way, then my living is not in vain. So if you live a life and become very successful and you're not helping anyone, then your living is in vain. You need to bring someone with you. You're blessed to bless others. That's what happened. And the young people coming along nowadays, you have to help and give them direction, because they have the wrong direction. So you have to work with them and let them know. Like I was telling some kids, they talked about music. I said, well, don't just listen to this kind of music. I listen to all kind of music. I listen to gospel, to rock, to jazz, to symphonies, to classical, to country. And I've learned to appreciate all different forms of music, because different people may not be where you are. But once you can accept what they're doing and appreciate what they're doing, then you'll be able to appreciate a whole lot of things. But don't just get caught up in one zone where you can't do this or you can't do that. That means you can't mix with this crowd or you can't mix with that crowd. And our young people today, you really have to encourage them to get on a computer. Otherwise, they're going to be like me, get old and have struggle trying to work with this computer. Because nowadays, if you can't work a computer, it's very difficult. A lady called me, my sister called me years ago, just a few years ago. And she said, now they have to pay their water bill and gas bill online. How's she going to pay it online? She don't have a computer. So let the young people know they need to start working at high-tech stuff right now. And do not, if you find a computer class, get in it right away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to poise yourself for the future. In fact, I want to the Insta stinger. That's like hit them and get them, because I want to be sure that we stay on time with our calls. Kijana, can I give me an Insta stinger?
Insta Stinger. InstaStinger.com. 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 Sting your brain with Insta Stinger.
And with that, so what I'm doing also is to be sure that this is live, but I'm going to send it to you to be sure that it's on YouTube where we can share what we're doing. Not only this particular conversation, but this particular conversation within the whole, I'm going to say, episodes that have been created in the Groove Yard. The Groove Yard is really, the location is set. Well, one thing, Kijana, you have the piece that's in the front yard, the video. Can you hit that right quick? But this is what I was. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you are now in the Groove Yard. And today is to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. My father was a kind of man that would say, if a black man opens a store, go shop in it. We can always do more to support our people because we all benefit when our brothers and sisters succeed. If it means going a block further to a black-owned produce stand, shoe store, gallery, or whatever, let's do it. And if the quality of merchandise is great, compliment him. If the merchandise disappoints us, let's communicate to that owner so that we give him or her every chance to rectify the situation and count on us as permanent customers. Let's buy books, albums, art, and more by African Americans. Let's go to movies by African American directors. Remember that saying, put your money where your mouth is. Let's show support and not decry from the lack of it. Enjoy life with God's blessings.
Hello and welcome. I want to welcome you to be a part of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. We have 12 chapters from the desert to the sea. There's a chamber near you someplace so you to be able to do business and fellowship and be able to find the contacts that you need. We help turn contacts into contracts. One of the things that we do, we give you access to capital. So if you're looking at participating in a business, come to one of our mixers at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, where we network from the desert to the sea, from Barstow to Temecula, from Palm Springs to LA. Always an opportunity to network. If you need some information about the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce or one of our fantastic events such as our Celebrity Golf Tournament, our film festival coming up, give us a call or check us out online. Our website is blackchamberofcommerce.org, or you can give us a call at 888-466-7408. That's the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. And my name is Rich Wallace, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yes, bring my brother back on as well, because we're going to close this out in just a minute. And I'm truly thankful. You know, every time I see that, Kijan, the drum, it always says Papo is here. It's like, hey, we're going to open this thing up with that little beat. Dr. Jimmie Smith, we're going to close out in just a little bit. I want you to, now here we go. The words, talk to us. And thank you for the music you played in the Jazz Zone this weekend.
Well, I want to thank you for having me play it. I'm always willing to support, and I thank the NAACP and all who are trying and struggling. We just need to support one another, and that would be a great deal. Once we learn to do that, then we're helping someone, and that's a blessing. And you're blessed to bless others.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct and amazingly correct. It's just like we're asking people also to book the Jazz Zone to make your next event the best event. That's our motto in the whole 9 yards is we make cool jazz sizzle. So with that being said, I want, in fact, if you would share when you get this, the information about our show, because we are looking for some more partners in success to help support our show and keep it live. I want to thank you so much again, Dr. Jimmie Smith. I want to thank you, Mr. Kijana Owens, for hosting our podcast. You know, the Groove Yard, I think it's an important just communication aspect to it. And we'll look for some more partners in success, our sponsors, to keep our show flowing and going. Again, thank you again, Dr. Jimmie Smith, and you have an absolutely blessed day. And enjoy life with God's blessings to all of you out there. And thank you.
Thank you
for listening and enjoying, hopefully, what we bring to you from the Groove Yard.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.